Hey, how you guys doing today? You have reached Daily Momentum today, and I thank you guys for joining me today. I really do. I appreciate you guys. I just felt another little topic that I need to talk about today, and I'm glad you guys come join me and watch my content. Like I said, I got a lot of content that I'll be presenting. Sometimes I may put 2 or 3 videos out a day because I'm really serious and compassion and passion and trying to keep a momentum daily of putting out content to help guys because it's really very hard and a real need in trying to put content out, even though this is the days that we are living and all to get attention we have to put out some content. And so as me being a reseller, this is my way of getting and putting content out and to share with you guys. And what you know is and want to know is that I'm not charging for my content. You know, you got all these other guys, and I'm not knocking them. They're charging for all types of content, and you can really just go on YouTube and find out some of the people that are doing it and just actually really just get it for free. And that's what I've been doing. I've been getting it for free. All um, the knowledge that I learned and stuff I learned on the way kind of just consistently comes together with my daily living, uh, daily momentum as being a reseller. And I just put some of that content together with what I do and educating myself with that. So I got 4 topics and 4 things that I like to talk about today in letting you guys know. And my kind of content title is going to be "It looks simple, but it's hard." You know, and being an entrepreneur, being a reseller, it's actually hard. And I mean, it seems simple once you kind of get it together and get a balance on. But you're stretching here and you're stretching there. You're just stretching everywhere. You just putting it all together. And some of us as resellers, we kind of like that style and that thing. People count, actually counting on you to be there. To present these things. People with educations and people doing other things. People are not going to do it, but we just kind of freely give ourselves, and so we can be able to help the next person and say, hey, I look into the earth and I see, okay, there's something that I can do to be able to make value in that. And that's mainly what an entrepreneur is. We are bringing value into the earth and stretching ourselves and seeing opportunities. And when there's a bad situation, we can actually take it and turn it into a good situation. Say, hey, I can see value in that to make something happen or do something to make it better. But my number one, I had 4 of the things that I like to talk about that are kind of important to me, and it may be important to you, or it may flex into your daily style. And that is the number one thing is being an entrepreneur or reseller is very lonely. You're here by yourself. Every time you see me, mostly on my videos, I'm out doing things myself and making it get done. Because in order for to be able to keep your business going, you have to go out and be that foot soldier. It's getting it started. So, and that's the main thing is starting out because you're the one coming up with these general ideas and these ideals and these visions that God is giving you. And they are coming from God, these visions that you've seen, like I talked about earlier about opportunities and things when people look at them as not opportunities. We look at them as opportunities. If something bad happened in the earth, we can take it and turn to something good and see opportunities it is. And you could take an entrepreneur and take him, or a self-made or a reseller, you could take him, put him in the earth and take all these things away from it and he will survive. And I've been in that lifestyle of being able to survive in a lonely side of me. And that's the number one thing that you got to remember in starting your journey, that it is going to be really lonely. And that's not for me to be able to scare you, but you got to be able to get your mental sense together with this, because you got this idea and all these general ideas popping in your head. They're not popping in nobody else's head, they're popping in yours, and God's giving you that gift for that. So it's going to be super lonely. And so you got to be able to get yourself in a type of my show, in the momentum, daily momentum. You got to get yourself together and realizing that, okay, I'm in this myself and I got to get it done. So you're going to be able, you got to go and knock on doors. You got to be able to go out and get stuff. You got this vision, and nobody else sees it but you, because he gives it to you. And so that's number one thing that you always got to remember, is you're going to be by yourself all the time. And it's, you can hire people and do that, but still you're going to be in that lonesome thing of these general ideas and these gifts and these things pop in your head that you can have the opportunity to make money with. It's only come to your only head. And so the number two thing is, you don't need school. You don't have to get an education for being able to be an entrepreneur. And that's the super number one thing. And I just felt like me being a kid, when I was a kid, I had all these general ideas in my head, but I just didn't know how to balance these things, And so and I'm not proud to say it, but I have no education. I learn things as I go. I learn from experience. I learn things, and I failed a lot of things. So, it's being in school, and I'm not saying don't go to school, but it wasn't good for me. I just didn't have the opportunity. And I had opportunity to go. I had great parents, and all of my brothers went to school and finished school, graduated. I never graduated. I never went to college. I don't have a degree. And so I just want to lay that out to you. And that's some of my testimonies of my lifestyle. I don't have any of that, and I'm sorry to allow you guys to say, oh man, I thought he had a high school education and he had a degree. He talking about all this stuff. No, I don't, but I have become successful without school. And I'm saying that you can become successful without school. Because it's pretty much an entrepreneur. You're pretty much in school because you're learning all these things and you going on experience. So I'm actually in the school, but I'm getting the experience as I go. And a lot of times you go to school, you don't get any experience. You have to learn them things. And a lot of times some kids, when they go to school and they learn, they get this job and they get fired, they give up, they quit. But on an entrepreneur, you cannot quit. You got to go on. So that's number two. You don't need school. And number one is, it's going to be lonely. You don't need school. And the number three thing is, I started without any money. When I came up with this idea, when I was, I think I told you this once before, that I was doing construction work. And I had a part-time job. At nighttime, I delivered pizzas. The guy was sitting here talking about things that we can do to make extra money. He figured out, said, hey, what about vending? This, I thought, wait, that was pretty cool. Hey, I'm going to try that. I didn't have any money. So I saved up money, got a little money here and there, and I didn't borrow any money. And, I couldn't borrow any money. I didn't have any credit, So, so I had to start out little by little, and I finally got some money together, and I got some coin quarter machines, and I started with that. So I made a way of starting. So that sometimes you just got to get started, and that's the way I did. I stood out on faith because I felt like that's what God wanted me to do. So I stood on faith up on my position. I didn't know exactly where I was going with this or where I was going, but I knew I wanted to be in business. So that is the number three things, is you don't need money. You don't need a whole lot of money. You can take money and save money, or some things around the house you can sell that you don't need. And I'm pretty sure there's probably $200, $300, $400 of stuff that you don't need. Get on eBay and sell it. You get on all these social media plays and Facebooks and all that and sell that and save your money. And that's one thing you got to do. You got to be able to save money. You just can't freely, once you make the money, you go out and spend it. You got to have money to put in and back and forth in the business. So I didn't have any money. And I won't get further deeper into that as I go into different contexts. But number 14 is you have to educate yourself. I read every book. And I've just anything that I knew that was about success, I learned from different people's testimonies. You know, I read all types of different books, and so you got to educate yourself with knowledge. It says you're on the experience of being an entrepreneur, and you're gonna fail a lot of things. You're gonna make bad decisions on a lot of things. And I did. It's become my first time starting out being a distributor. I blew all this money, and I end up doing, but I end up getting another opportunity and being able to get some money and stuff. But I messed up on that first trip and failed, and I was really upset about it, you know. But I just went on, and I feel like, but because I made that fail the first time, helped me with the experience to get back on board and do it the better way. So that is the number 4 thing. Is when you find something, just continue reading, soaking in all this education of reading. Get on YouTube and listen to all these videos and get yourself motivated. That's what I started doing. I started listening to motivation speeches on and Les Miles. My first one, I started off with Will Smith, you know, and I started with Will Smith and listened to him, and I thought, man, this is so fascinating, you know. And then I started listening to Les Miles and Miles Monroe, T.D. Jakes, and even listening to Gary Vee and some of his stuff, you know. So and there's a lot of motivation speeches that really coincide with me. I mean, it's a lot of other ones out there, but kind of gave me a balance of the lifestyle I live. And Steve Harvey, I listened to him too, because they was kind of in the Richard connecting with me in my lifestyle in my life. So I listened to them, and it helps bring me to that side when God deal with me and deal with my mind. So this is the number 4 things that I need you to consistently remind yourself about. But before you get all these things started, you need to pray. You need to talk with God on these things, and God's going to help you on getting your 4 points. And I'm just some of the things that I did to help me get to that hump. Maybe you can take some of these things and better them, and not maybe in the same way, but you can just go off on some of the things. And I'm just trying to help you guys out, and that's what I want to do, be able to get you started. And that's why I just want to get you in a momentum to start reselling. And then you don't have to sell snacks. You can sell clothes. You can sell Tootsie Rolls. You can sell toys. You can sell cars. I'm just trying to get you started. It's free content. I ain't charging you for anything. You ain't got to pay for this. So just remember this. It's going to be lonely. You don't need school. You don't need money, just a little bit. Just start out and just get yourself until you save up and get some money. And then read everything, suck in everything. Listen to things. You don't have to read, you can listen to some things and get some content in you and get you on that road. But before all of that, you got to get started. Just go out there, take a step out there, and just get out there and get started. That's all you got to do. That's all I'm asking you, just get started. And just walk out by faith. You know, I didn't see where I was heading with this, but I see this thing's going to be bigger than I think. And so I thought I would just share some of these things with you, because somebody out there struggling with trying to get started, okay? So I appreciate you guys coming out. If you would just hit that like button and tell me you want more content. I got plenty of good content. And so just, you know, hit the subscribe button. And I'm just trying to think of all the things that I need you guys to do to try to help me out, and so we can make videos. And I'm just giving you free content. If you get a chance, go on the website of stewartsnacks.com and be able to present or ask me some questions, or, you know, however you want to do. But I appreciate you guys for coming out, and I'm not going to hold you any long. And just like I said, it looks simple, but it's hard. But I don't want to encourage. I want to encourage you, not de-encourage you. So I want you to be encouraged, okay? That you can do it. I know you can do it. I'm counting on you. It's simple. It's simple, but it doesn't look simple. It's hard. So be encouraged, my friend. God loves you, and I do too.